Hey guys, welcome back or to the channel. This is 803 Garage and we're going to cut a granite and or marble countertop. So measure twice, measure thrice, make sure you know your exact measurements, and here we go. This is our stone countertop in question. This is the grinder we're going to be using today, and here is the bit that we're going to be using to cut said grinder. It's a typical tile cutting bit, nothing special about it. So I'm going to measure out the countertop, and I'll probably do this like 2, 3, 4, 5 times just to get it absolutely perfect, and then I'm going to double check all of my measurements because I want it to be perfect the first time. That, and I don't want to have to redo it a second time. Now that we're done all these shenanigans of trying to get the tape absolutely perfect and fighting with the tape, because I had some old had some old painter's tape, because plumbers don't have plumber's tape unless it's that nylon stuff you're talking about. Anyways, I digress. So here I am struggling to get the countertop to be as gentle as I possibly can and lift it up, and this bloody thing is heavy. So, that being said, these are my door templates when I'm cutting hinges on doors, but I figured they'd be really good to house my cabinet countertop. And it took me a little bit to get this to work properly, but hey, that and wedging everything in place, it worked out. Here, I decided to grab a straight edge just to help me to be that much more precise, so that the tile blade, cutting blade, the marble cutting blade, granite cutting blade, whatever you want to call it, won't wander. And it actually ended up wandering just a little bit off to the side, but because I beveled the edge of the countertop, it wasn't really that big of an issue, but the rest of it was dead straight, and that's because I used a metal straight edge. Before you cut, make sure you check your measurements one last time, just in case you made a mistake. And by doing all this, checking and then rechecking, you know your cut's going to be exact. Remember how I said that I was going to wedge the countertop? Well, guess what? This is where we add the extra wood to support the countertop so that when you're done and finished cutting, the countertop doesn't slam to the ground. Now that all being said, this all worked out perfectly the way I set it up. However, I forgot that the countertop where I was cutting it was an additional 8 feet longer, and I didn't brace the end of the countertop. That didn't make me have an issue whatsoever, and as you'll see, I had the countertop all cut for the last piece, which was orchestrated by myself, so that when I made that last little bit of a cut, the countertop would be free and clear. And now that we've beveled the edge of the countertop, it's time to just make a quick inspection. So I threw down another straight edge and it is perfect. Next thing to do with this piece is to clean up the extra silicone caulking that was left behind from the previous installation. Now, speaking of the previous installation, we have the under counter mounts from the previous cabinets that the glue is still there. So we need to remove this so that we have a very flush and clean install for this countertop. Some of it pops right off, some of it does not. So you need to go around and clean all this stuff up. After chipping at this for a little bit, I actually grabbed the grinder and I cheated a little bit, but I used a grinding blade just to touch it a little bit, and I cleared this last little mess off so that I could carry it gently and securely into the kitchen and slide it into place. And here it is, sliding across the plywood, and boom, what a marvelous install. And that's dirty. Look how clean it, look at the reflection on that, and it's dirty. And here we go, the finished look. Yes, it's a little lower than the stove. We'll fix that later. So that was an amazing cutting of the marble granite countertop. I'm not sure if it is granite. I'm not sure if it is marble. It doesn't really matter. But because I was so specific and so precise with everything I was doing, I taped it, then retaped it until it was perfect. And I got the right tape because the other ones that I did use were just garbage, probably due to age. And after I used the straight edge, it helped that out a lot. And as you saw in the video, I was changing the orientation of the grinder at all times. I don't have a lot of practice doing this, but if I did, I'd be able to cut it whoosh, like a samurai. But I was more like a butcher knife. Anyways, all that being said, it turned out really well, as you can see in the video there of me putting the countertop into place. How that was just so satisfying, just to fit into place and everything was square, level, proper, the way you want it to be. Now, that all being said, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below. I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. Y'all take care, be safe. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!